Well, good evening. We're out here at Pacifica Pier. Sorry for the close-up, but I think today, instead of talking about anything about me, we'll just walk. So I'll flip the camera and let you enjoy. In case you don't know what this is already, this is Pacifica Municipal Pier. And today is October 7th, 2018. I'm enjoying the sunset along with quite a few other people. And this guy. And so while the sun is setting for its last little bit, let's go for a walk. Someday it might be nice to live here.
So what do you the restricted diet?
It's not a restricted diet.
Kind of high surf today, otherwise I'd be walking down underneath the pier, which you can usually do right at around this spot. And if you can look off in the distance over there, center frame, there's stairs to get down, so it's pretty easy to walk here, at least when the surf isn't like this. Not huge surf today. Just rough surf, and the tide is high. But of course, the fishermen are still out. Crab season is done for a little while, but you can still come to the pier and catch fish. You might even see some of the waves splash up from underneath on this day of beautiful sunsets. Hey Jason, how's it going, dude? I feel like Hopalong Cassidy right now. My gate's making all of this video bounce around. Which, putting that name out, if that doesn't age me a little bit, even though I never saw it on its first run, but if that doesn't age me a little bit, nothing will. The last little bits of the sunset. Pier's actually not that long of a walk. I think we're going to catch the last little bits here in a moment. You know, people cast all kinds of lines, and what you just saw is someone without a pole just throwing a line in. Maybe you'll catch something with a pocket kit like that. It's been known to happen. So I'll steady out for the last bits of this. Kind of cool to have the fishing pole and the line frame everything. So last night there was a few clouds. So that even after the sun went down, in fact, long after the sun went down, we were still seeing quite a pretty sunset. If you want to see a few pictures of those, go over to my Instagram page or over to my Facebook stream. Just like here, it's Vectrexer on the other ones. And you'll see maybe 1 or 2 shots from last night. Yeah, even out here it's a little ways down. And those pilings go down even further. Off in the distance, the Marin headlands. And then just about center right now is Chit Chat Cafe, where I've done a few more of these videos. So tune into those if you want to see examples. There's another landmark, Oceana High School Center with the lights on. And then just to the left of that brighter colored building anyway, is the castle in Pacifica. So maybe one day I'll go up there for a live video sunset. But I've posted a few pictures of the castle out, so go look for Sam Mazza Castle, M-A-Z-Z-A. Sam Mazza, or the Mazza Foundation, is now in charge of that castle, and they do several things, such as host events, live chamber music, tours of the castle, everything else. So it's been everything from a whorehouse to a hospital to a speakeasy to all kinds of other things. It's got an interesting history right here in Pacifica. Oh, excuse me, a house of ill repute. Maybe that's easier to absorb in today's politically charged climate. I don't know if I'd quite call it the best little whorehouse in Pacifica, but I'm sure that's what it was at one time, even if it didn't have the music to go with it. Or the musical, rather. So all these lights that we're seeing above our heads, we should see them come on any moment. They've actually done a nice little thing in reconditioning part of the pier, actually fixing it from being completely closed. For a few years this section was all fenced off, but the lights were maintained. Palmetto, which Pacifica City Council is trying to make a kind of a main street. We'll see if it actually works out in the long run. But Palmetto was redone as well to look like, well, to have street lights that look like that. Those lights that are on the pier. Hopefully I'll keep my eyes open good enough so I don't get hooked. Past storm damage. In fact, I'm sure we're going to see a lot more storm damage this year. On that seawall that's in front of us, you'll regularly see that on national news when big storms come around. The waves will come up and over the seawall, and at times you'll even see the front windows of these houses that we can see all boarded up because the waves will come over with such force. Let me give this guy some room to cast. They'll come over with such force that they'll slam right into the houses. Nice to know that your $2 million house is being pounded Hey, how's it going? So unlike last night, it looks like we won't have much post-sunset sky redness that we did last night. But then again, there's even less cloud on the horizon. So, off in the distance, right here, San Pedro Rock, along with the headlands with trails you can hike on. And then right here in front of us, really close, fairly close, is Maury's Point. That point right there, or that part of this area, it used to have a place you could eat dinner at. And was owned by the person it's named after. More good hiking over there, though. In fact, all along this ridge is good hiking. Let's see. If you were to follow this area up and go around to the top of the ridge, there is the Portola Discovery Site, which you can hike to. And it is the place where Gaspar de Portola first looked and saw both the San Francisco Bay. Well, that's the San Francisco Bay Discovery Site. First point where they came over and found it. Of course, these are Europeans only. The Indians already, or the Native Americans, or the first Americans already knew that the bay was there. So all along here, the Ohlone tribe was already settled, and in fact, saved the, I would count as saved the Portola mission from disaster due to supporting them and restoring the expedition's men to health, some of which who had scurvy, and at that point in their journey they just needed to settle down, rest, recuperate before continuing on.
Puede ser que sí, puede ser no.
So when crab season is open out here, Dungeness crab is just awesome. And people catch salmon and some rockfish, not many, but some. Other kinds of fish out here. And as far as whale watching season goes, you can come to the end of the pier right here and watch as whales all along this area will come up and breach, or just surface and blow their spouts, or hunt. In fact, quite often when they're breaching, or at least coming to the surface, maybe not breaching, but coming to the surface, they've already driven balls of anchovies to the surface with their bubbles, and shortly following you'll see the anchovies surface with a whole bunch of rippling action on the surface of the ocean, and then the whales will follow up after that. And after the whales are done, the seabirds come in, or maybe even at the same time. The seabirds will come in and take their share of the whales hunting. Not the whales, of course, the anchovies. Anyway, when it's going on, it's all fun to watch. It's amazing to watch. The lights have come on. Let's see if I can drive this. I can't really drive the gain down of the element on my camera, but I posted pictures of the lights here before, so I'll give a reverse direction as I walk back down. I'll give a reverse here every so often. Not a long walk on the pier. Everybody can make it too. It's easy to get up here. Ramps are easily accessible by people in wheelchairs or people who have a hard time walking. So this pier truly is enjoyable by everyone. Especially the kids. And the kid in all of us. There we go. Let's see how these lights look now. As you look at these images, they probably appear very peaceful, and I can tell you they are 100% as peaceful and as satisfying in person as you might be seeing on the video right now. Talk about great places for the city government to hold their functions. So this building that you're seeing dead center is actually the Pacifica City Chamber or City Council chambers. So if you ever go on to Pacific Coast Television or on to the save sessions that are on YouTube, the City of Pacifica's open meetings and closed meetings are held in that building. Great view from the top in the windows, although not very often do people enjoy that view going out the windows, because by the time the meeting's taking place, the sun's usually down, or at the very least, people don't care as much what's going on outside as what is going on inside. So off in the distance, right here, is Sharp Park Golf Course. It's been referred to as the poor man's Pebble Beach. It is a public golf course. Fees are very reasonable. Well, very reasonable for this area, but certainly very reasonable when you're comparing something like Sharp Park Golf Course to Pebble Beach. So getting in and out of Pebble Beach for a round of golf down there will probably run you close to $600 to $800, depending on how you do it and how much you tip. Here you can walk the course yourself or rent a cart. You can rent the clubs. You can do the whole thing. If you want to have a caddy, just let them know ahead of time, and they can probably dredge up a caddy for you if you'd like that. And all in all, you'll be able to escape out of a round of golf over here for less than a couple of $100, or maybe $250 if you're being especially generous to everybody involved and renting everything and drinking everything. By the way, not a bad place to have breakfast on a Saturday or a Sunday. Great food, great breakfast food over there. One of the few places along the coast here that actually does real hash browns instead of country potatoes. So my personal thing, hash browns. Good food all around though. So I know, Jason, you said you've never seen whales out before. I've posted a few videos, I think, in the past that might have a whale or two in them. Some videos, surfing videos, that have had dolphins in the surf with the surfers. So that's always very cool, whether you're in the water or on shore just watching the action. But having been out both on the sea in this area and just walking this pier, it's just so cool to have them come up. So one of the things to do if you're coming out to Pacifica to sort of plan ahead is there's this tall ship, which is a sailboat called the Lady Washington. So the Lady Washington is based out of Washington, I believe. I need to go look that up. And the Lady Washington makes trips all up and down the coast, all the way down to San Diego and back up here. But one of the places that they stop along the coast is Half Moon Bay's harbor, which is Pier Point Harbor. So from there you can get excursions out for the day, or out for like an hour or so, a couple hours. And while you're out, you might even, if you're in whale watching season, you might even see a whale come up next to the boat and surface. And while they're out of the harbor, they're totally under sail. You can even help raise the sails, lower the sails if you want. And it truly is a silent, tall ship sailing experience that even without the whales is just something that you have to enjoy. So if you make or plan a trip out to Pacifica anytime, plan it when the Lady Washington is out, or maybe plan it so that you can enjoy some sort of sailing trip, perhaps chartered or with friends in the area. And you might see a whale come up next to your boat. So right in front of us is the other Chit Chat Cafe. So there's Chit Chat at the pier, and then there's Chit Chat Cafe, the larger one, which goes over on Manor Drive. That is the cafe that I've been posting some videos out of that have people playing music. Chit Chat at the pier is open on the weekends. They even do hamburgers and hot dogs. They do coffee, soft drinks, but it's kind of cool to come out here and walk the pier, do fishing, do some fishing, do something else. Just enjoy yourself, and then hang out at the pier for a little while, inside the cafe or out. Oh, if you're out here and you want to do some fishing and you don't want to take any gear with you, there is a bait and tackle shop just up Paloma. And there you can buy everything from bait to everything else that you might need, even some pocket lure kits, pocket fishing kits. Come out here and drop your line in, try to catch something. If you do catch something and you're out here by yourself, just staying in a hotel, then you might want to take your fish over to a couple of the better restaurants in the area, maybe Moonraker or Paisanos, and have them cook the fish for you. So earlier in the, it's kind of a cool view of chit chat at the pier. Just love the contrast during twilight when everything else in the sky goes down and chit chat's lights come on and expose the building in a different way. One day, maybe. This place is being worked on for, well, a number of years now. It looks like it's finally getting to the point of completion. I always like coming down here and taking some reflective sunlight pictures of the sunset off of this building. The color is perfect in my opinion. The way the sunset reflects off of it is great. And I'll envy whoever moves in. Maybe I'll make friends and get invited in one day. Who knows?
That shit was hella funny.
Well, almost to the end of our walk and the video. I hope you've enjoyed this sunset walk on Pacifica's Municipal Pier. If you're in Pacifica one day, be sure to make some time. Wherever you are in the world, I hope your evening has been as enjoyable. Cheers, everyone.